Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dice Dojo Gaming and Painting Studio. Today we're going to be reviewing Marvel Crisis Protocol CP38, Captain America, and War Machine, or Sam Spam as people are calling him. Pretty excited about this release, especially after the Falcon and Winter Soldier Marvel show that came out on Disney+. Looking forward to it. Let's check it out. And as always, we're going to start with the models. So first, let's look at Captain America, basic torso build. Hip build. Just always kind of be careful with these. Take your time. Make sure you get a good flush connection. Just because one side's together doesn't mean it's at the right angle. You want to make sure you get the back in as well so you don't have that big gap. Wings I was worried about. They went in really well. They mounted onto them really good. One recommendation to make it easier to get onto the shield and to get the wings, I would leave the shield off and probably paint that sub-assembly. Everything else can go in together pretty well. And then you've got this weird little smoke effect. The stuff they put these guys on, I get what they're trying to do to add the character. Where he goes in with the wing, he's actually super stable and goes in together well. This was a little bit of a pain, just didn't want to go together great for me, but once it went together, overall, it was pretty solid. So here's my take on it. Just did a little bit of a smoke effect. Nothing too fancy. Again, most of these are done with contrast paints. I actually started metallics on the shield and the wings, and then I used contrast paints over that so you can get a nice kind of metallic color. The rest of it was just done with standard contrast paints. And then the smoky effect, started these white, went in with a bright orange, fluorescent orange wash, kind of got into the recesses of a couple of layers, built that up, and then just dry brush gray onto them. Obviously I could go some more layers of dry brush and add a little more detail, but just looking to get some basics and get them on the table looking decent, so I'm okay with that. Although, for the way he's up, super stable. Really happy with the stability of this. Stuff like storms, wobbles, not happening here. So, little kind of clunky these going together, but overall stability, I like him. I can definitely pick him up. I'm not going to be worried about doing so by that piece. Okay, War Machine, different story. This is one of the more complex models they've had. Nothing super complicated, but a lot of fiddly little pieces that you just got to kind of watch out for and be aware of all over the place on this guy. Okay, so just, everything from like the belt on the back of this minigun here, his arms, just a little, make sure you get these connection pieces here in place for those. The rest of the torso build's not too bad, but some of these little pieces here, real easy to lose. Be careful with those. The fact that the way that you're putting these legs together, like every little part and bit, a lot of little pieces to potentially lose. And again, this belt on the gun, good potential for that to come off. I know. And then another little explosion effect for him, kind of jumping up into the air, same kind of thing. So I've got just a metallic coat on mine. I don't have his little explosion effect painted, but I'm going to do something pretty similar on him. He's pretty sturdy and up there, but as you can see, I am missing a belt. So be aware, that stuff disappears fairly easily. I'll probably have to print one myself and kind of put it in place on that, but I'm not super worried about it in the meantime. But yeah, overall, real stable, really cool looking model. Like the detail on him. Got some action to him. He's not just sitting stationary, so I like that. All the knee pieces and leg pieces, it feels like a little much, but overall, real happy with these models. They were enjoyable to put together. They were interesting. I was glad to see how they worked out and see how they ended up. All right, now let's see them cards. So we got Captain America, Sam Wilson. So we got the new Cap here. Pretty awesome coming off of Falcon and Winter Soldier to see that happen and see the model. I thought that was really cool. 3-cost leader, that should always be pretty intriguing, especially as an Avengers leader. It's going to give a lot of new options. There's going to see a whole specific builds around this guy. People are calling him Sam Spam, and we'll talk about why in a minute. So 5 health, okay for 3 costs. Long movement's nice, size 2. Defense is a 3 across the board. He's got the shield throw that I wish the original Captain America had now. It's what I think of as a small builder or a mini builder. After this attack is resolved, you gain one power flat. So it's not the normal builder, it's just that you get one. But a range 4 dice physical attack. You're throwing the shield, so ignores cover, ignores line of sight. If it does deal damage, the target character size 2 or less, after it's resolved, the target character can be pushed away short and then has the potential to ricochet, but doesn't keep ricocheting after that. So you kind of get the push off the shield slam and the ricochet and the 1 power generation all kind of comboed there. I think that's great. Okay, let's check out Rending Assault, his bigger attack. Only got 2. Range 3, still good. Good range attack. 6 dice. Physical, cost 4. After this attack deals damage and the target character is size 3 or less, After the attack is resolved, target character may be thrown away from this character short. So it is a throw. It's specified throw away. Happens after damage. But yeah, so that's a nice bonus. And it's the red wing, the little jet thing that's attached to his back. After this attack is resolved, place this character within 2 of its current position. So this attack is giving you 6 dice, which for 4 cost isn't so impressive. But you're going to get a chance to potentially push them a size 3 or less away and place this character within 2 of its current position. So you're getting a push and a place off of that. A lot of movement shenanigans tied to that. All new, all different affiliation Avengers. This is his team benefit for the Avengers as an alternate new Avengers leader. When this character or allied character is dazed or KO'd, choose another non-dazed allied character. The chosen character removes 1 damage, 1 special condition, and may advance short. Character can be affected by this leadership ability once per round. This is the reason people are calling him Sam Spam. You're running real wide lists, lots of characters in there, so every time one of your characters gets dazed or KO'd, you're benefiting from this across the board, so you're getting your trigger of your leadership ability more times. I think there's also the potential to run and this is me wedging the Hulk in like I always want to do, but run someone big like a Hulk or, some other big threat, a Thanos or something maybe even in there, and get your triggers and then run a lot of cheap other guys, and then you could get your triggers so you're guaranteed to remove a damage, a condition, and get an advance on the Hulk basically every turn. That could be pretty good. I think that there's some value in that. You're going to cost yourself characters, so you're going to cost potential triggers of this, but when you do trigger, it's going to be something pretty big. So I'm looking at that because the Hulk is an Avenger, and I'm always running the Hulk. He's got Charge for 2. We're familiar with that one. He's got a reactionary airlift. During its activation, when a character begins a move within 2 of another allied character or size 2 or less, they may use a superpower. After the move action is resolved, place the allied character within 2 of its current position. This can only be used once per turn. So this is kind of a drop-off type mechanic, but it's built into him. There's size restrictions in place. It's allied, so they kind of neutered it down, and it's only once per turn. It's built onto him. Vibranium Shield, when this character is targeted by a physical or energy attack, may use a superpower, add 2 dice. So this is the ability to activate the shield. He's got flight across the board there. On his backside, nothing's different. Everything's pretty much identical. So still good. Real good for a 3 cost. Love that shield throw. Love his team ability. Going to be some really cool stuff in there. And now for War Machine. James Rhodes. This is another 3 cost, 5 health, medium movement, size 2, 4 physical defense on a 3 cost. That's great. 3 and 3, energy and mystic. He's got 3 attack options. So we've got a beam 3, 5 dice, physical. After damage is dealt, you gain power equal to the damage dealt. That's his builder. Also has the option for bleed. So you got a beam 3 that does bleed. Pretty nice. Okay. And that's after the attack is resolved, so you don't have to damage for bleed. He's got rocket pods, range 4, 4 dice, barrage. After attack to resolve, this character may make an additional rocket pods attack. This attack must target another character within 2 of the original target character. This additional attack does not have the barrage special rule. And so it must target another character, so you cannot target the same character, because it's not a character within, it's another character within. Just something to make note of on that. And then obviously barrage doesn't keep triggering barrages. So pretty nice, basically kind of a rapid fire type effect there for that. Empty the clip. This is the one that's pretty cool, pretty interesting. As an aggro player, I like it. So range 3, 8 dice, physical, costs 4. When rolling additional dice for crit results during this attack, roll 2 dice for each crit instead of 1, so double crits. After the attack is resolved, this character suffers damage for each crit in the attack roll. I kind of like that. I like that they tied the risk and reward together. So if you roll and you get no crits and the power doesn't really pay off, it doesn't damage you. It doesn't cost anything. It's not like you take a flat damage. Power pays off big time. You're taking a bunch of damage from it. So high risk, high reward. Titanium armor plating. This is DR1. Ignores the first point of damage to a minimum 1. And then you got flight on your back. Pretty same profile. Just a nice combat stance here on him. For a 3 threat, I love this card. I think he has huge possibilities. I love Empty the Clip. Reward and crits. Crits are some of the most fun parts of playing games. Rewarding those, I think, is a great move on their part. Overall, profiles for these 2 cards, I think these 2 are at 3 costs. They can be used in a lot of places. These are really exciting releases. Definitely going to be using them. I already used War Machine last month in our local tournament. Okay, let's talk Team Tactics cards. First, we got Bird of Prey, unaffiliated. When Sam Wilson targets an enemy character that has the Fly superpower with an attack, he can spend 2 to play this card. Adds 3 dice to the attack roll against that character and may reroll any number of attack dice during this attack. If this attack deals damage, the enemy character loses a flight superpower until the end of the turn. So, spend 2 power to gain 3 dice with a reroll, and they lose flight. Pretty good, just only works with him, but he's your leader, so you're probably going to want to be keeping him around anyway. I think that's really solid. Eyes on the Prize. Unaffiliated, at the start of the character's activation, it may spend 1 to play this card. During this activation, this character can interact with objectives at range 2 instead of the normal 1, so it gives you some objective play options. Also remember, range 1 is 1 inch, range 2 is 3 inches. So although it looks like a double, it's actually triple the physical range on the table for activation. It's good. Yeah, I don't know. Not my kind of card, but I mean, objectives win the game, so there's definitely use for it. So, Tactical Maneuver, unaffiliated. Allied characters attacking or defending. Before the calculate success or failure step at the end of the modified defense step of the attack, it may spend 4 to play this card. Reroll all defense dice. Yeah, spending 4 to reroll, I'd be like an okay ability, but I don't think I'm going to take one of my 5 card slots. Or 8 for my roster, but 5 for my gameplay for that. I don't see me using that. Maybe in the right build. The Air Force, unaffiliated, reactive. War Machine or Captain Marvel may spend 3 to play this card at the end of their activation. The active character's controller activates War Machine or Captain Marvel. So this is kind of the married relationship type card. I can play with this person, kind of like Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight. Their combo kind of thing that they have, or Crossbones and Sin. This gives you that temporarily for those 2 characters. I like seeing stuff like this give a boost to old models that are already out. Since we're not really seeing any FAQs or erratas on the models or their rules, this is a nice way to add a little play to something that doesn't see a lot of play. Captain Marvel, when the core set came out, was getting played quite a bit. I haven't seen one on the table in quite some time. Tokens are nothing fancy. You do get a few extra Avenger markers in there, but nothing that stands out past that. So there you have it. That's the review of Marvel Crisis Protocol CP38, Captain America, and War Machine. Honestly, probably one of the better releases as far as for usability of these models. Having 2 3-cost models in there is fantastic. They both have one more aggro, one like leadership, army-wide type thing, but War Machine being an Avenger could go right into that. This is, if you're an Avengers player, I feel like this is a must-have. Get another Avengers leader. So good. A lot of options there. Hopefully you guys are as excited. I'm interested to see what kind of builds and lists come out of this. Definitely Sam Spam is going to be a thing. I think you're going to see a lot of that team and events and things coming up. So if you're enjoying the content, please like and subscribe. If you got comments, let me know what lists, let me know what you're thinking about doing, or if you found some use for these characters or abilities I've overlooked, let me know. I'm definitely open, looking for feedback, and that's how we kind of learn together. In the meantime, until next time, hobby hard.